We are in for an exciting, fun morning at West Elementary School in DeSoto County, Florida. DeSoto County is located in the heartland of Florida, and they're part of the Heartland Educational Consortium, which consists of 6 districts in this region. They received a very generous grant from Mike Christian of someone else's child. And this grant covered a very specialized app called Livox that's designed to help students with disabilities have a voice. West Elementary did an amazing job implementing this program, especially in the onset of COVID, the challenges that all schools faced. They faced them too, and they took on the challenge, learned a new technology, and made it happen and impacted kids. So we're going to celebrate the kids, celebrate the teacher and the SLP. Come on, let's go meet them.
My name is Marley Potter. I am a speech and language pathologist for DeSoto County School District. My role within the district is the district pre-K evaluator, so I do all the initial pre-K evaluations for incoming students. I am a SLP for the ESC pre-K program, and then some of the self-contained units for kids with intellectual disabilities and with autism. I got into using Livox via the Heartland Educational Consortium grant for our district. So I arrived in DeSoto County last January of 2021, and that's how I kind of fell into this position, and Livox was already assigned to some of my students. So I've really enjoyed just the fact that it's very open-ended, that I can kind of create anything my students need. I've had the opportunity to make lunch menus for my students to be able to choose what they want to have for lunch, which has been huge for them. A lot of them have started picking different things because they have visuals, which is phenomenal. Yeah. I've also really enjoyed making curriculum-based materials, so I've made book companions that my teachers use in the classroom, and then I also use in therapy to support what's going on within the curriculum. And just generally speaking, I've loved the opportunity to really introduce this school team to AAC in a way that they've really not had an opportunity to do before.
That's awesome. And so you said you created some things. What was that process like?
So from start to finish, what I did is for my books, I went into the classrooms and I asked the teachers to provide me with their curriculum materials. I looked at the materials, I selected the core words I'd be using, the fringe vocabulary I'd be using. Then I went into the Livox portal and I just kind of went to town. I created my initial boards, and then I started adding my vocabulary. I selected the display that I wanted to use, how big or small I wanted to make it. And then which I've also really liked about the program, is being able to organize my vocabulary in a way that is logical and sequential for use within the classroom. It makes it a lot easier for my teachers to access.
What kind of impact have you seen for the kids specifically?
I think that's kind of tough. It's been very, very empowering for a lot of my students. I've seen tremendous growth. I could probably sit here for an afternoon and tell you about all the ways it's helped them, but I would say more specifically, I have a student that I began with last January, as she was one of my first students that was assigned a Livox device. She was very minimally verbal at the time. I would say she may expressively have had like 10 to 15 words she was using. She really took to Livox and was using it functionally almost from day one with very minimal support. And right now I'm very excited to say that she is verbally communicating phenomenally. She's using 3-word utterances, which is a huge leap in less than a year. Her speech intelligibility has improved significantly just from the modeling and being able to see and hear the vocabulary consistently. I also have another student who was able to tell us that he was feeling uncomfortable, which was phenomenal. He was able to say that he was feeling hurt and tell us that his legs were hurting, and the result was that his AFOs were actually too tight. So he was able to express that. So it's been very empowering for my students.
That is awesome.
When I became a teacher here, I noticed in my classroom a lot of majority of our students have significant delays in speech and could not communicate. So what I was seeing was a lot of behaviors, a lot of hitting, and a lot of tipping things over because they couldn't communicate what they needed. So when we were presented the device with the Livox system on it, I was like, okay, we're going all in because this can't do anything but benefit. It exceeded my expectations far, because I didn't realize we would have such an impact with it. So one of the students who was at my desk working 5 months ago was completely had no communication skills.
Oh.
And now you saw him reading with me with the device.
Oh
So
my gosh.
so it's opened up a whole window of opportunity. Like I've noticed a change in behaviors. I've used it to help my kids. We have a communication tab on it where we can sit, when we sit together, we can ask each other questions like, how was your day? How are you feeling today? What was the good part about your day today? So they're able to have like mini conversations with one another. Ready?
What is your favorite color? I like what?
So
Yeah.
in essence, their peer relationships have increased significantly.
Oh,
So
that's incredible.
we've noticed it's been a game changer in our class. So the way that we kind of use the device is it's words. So it's legitimate whatever they're saying. Sometimes they use it like if they're just tapping and kind of stimming on it, we discourage that kind of use. But if it's genuine conversation that we feel is meaningful, we always reciprocate. So
Oh, that's
like
great.
if they say, how are you today? We'll turn around and say, oh, well, thanks for asking, you know, how am?
Yeah.
Because it's a legitimate thing and we don't want to ignore their
Right.
just because they're speaking on a device, it's still real language that they're using and their feelings. So we always try to respond when they say things like that. One student in there has previously had some really aggressive behaviors, and we've been working on him to say like, I'm angry, I'm upset, and he'll use it and say like, I'm mad. And then now he's actually using his verbal language to say, I'm mad.
Yeah.
So through the device and hearing that phrase,
Yeah.
he's able to now identify that
Yeah.
emotion and actually speak it. I just want to thank you for allowing us to use this product. It's been a real game changer in our class, and I'm hoping that our students will always have that opportunity to use their words and to be able to express themselves academically as well as emotionally. So
Well, thank you.
thank you.